Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Amused Jester. My name is Junior. Do you guys play video games? How many hours do you spend a day playing video games? Because I rarely play video games, but when I do, I tend to be a singular game kind of guy because why bother playing multiple games when you can have one game that's just gonna take all your time that you need to spend time and enjoy? Well, I used to play DC Universe Online for 13 years, and I played it quite a bit for many hours a day. But lately, I've been very disillusioned with how the game has basically been limited. I haven't been playing it a lot, and I've been looking for a different game, and I started playing Fallout 76, and it's the kind of game that I like. It's a lot of grindy stuff to grind for. That's very attractive, and I, I'm spending so much time in it that I physically have to pull away hours of my time so I can devote it to something else, which is basically my review on YouTube. That's the reason why I'm talking about it. I apologize, but there it is. But today we are going to be reviewing toys that's been stacking up on my table. Specifically Mattel's cartoon collection Stratos and Merman. I am really loving these toys. I don't play with toys a lot anymore, but I do like looking at them on my collection. But I'm going to tell you, these toys, I'm going to tell you right now, they are very durable. I'm not a kid anymore that has bashing things, putting in the ground, and all that stuff, and throwing it across the room and tossing stuff on them. So, but even if I were, these are very durable toys, I feel. They're very hefty, and you can be playing roughshod with them, and I feel like their survivability is good. But we'll talk about that some more later on. We're going to be reviewing them both at the same time. Here's the back of the panel. I these Oh, look, they're not even punched. These card backs are not meant to survive. They're very flimsy compared to the ones that Hasbro's been putting out lately. That's double pressed or anything like that, but they do the job for me. I'm sorry for those guys who are true collectors who keep them in mint in box, because these, if you're able to keep yours perfectly pristine, I feel like these are the ones that you want to keep them in these packages, because I feel like because of their survivability, they probably will market a large price if you were to keep them intact and perfect and pristine. But I'm not a collector who sells stuff. I'm a collector who takes stuff and keeps them, so I don't care about them. So let me take them out of the boxes really quick, and I will be right back. All right, there they are, haphazardly thrown on my table. There's a reason why I did that, so we can see how badly they are formed out of the packaging and how much more improvement. Well, actually, this one's not pretty bad. Look at that. He just looks like Merman. He's like, what's going on, He-Man? But how much you can really improve the stature of these on your display case. Like I said, one of the main features why I started collecting the cartoon collection was the fact that you can really stand them straight now, compared to the original, where they really tried to capture the toy feel of the 1980s. And I was okay with that, except that, you know what, I didn't really like the 80s because they were squat. They're always like crouching, and you can never stand them straight. They're good for action poses, but not for just standing straight in your display case. That's how I felt. I mean, I know you guys have been collecting this more than I have, so you probably have a different opinion than I do, but that's the way. That's the only reason why I never collected Origins. Obviously, these guys have a closer kinship to the Origins than the Masterverse, in terms of design, styles, and colorization. But I just could not get away from the squat look. One thing I do like what Mattel is doing is these even though these comic pages, I've never really read them. It feels like it's a different artist doing this one. I don't mind this particular style. The earlier styles I didn't really like because the style of the artist wasn't to my taste. This one's pretty good, but haven't really read any of these. I also like that Mattel always comes up with these instructions. Like, we need instructions for this one because this thing is so simply made, that and durable, but I do love the fact that they're telling you these guys are removable as part of the feature of the toy, and basically copying the feature of the original toy where you can just mix and match them, which is basically what Masters of the Universe, the original collection, was known for mixing and matching it because of the similar books and everything. So you can literally make your own character if you need to. The other thing I like about the cartoon collection specifically are these inclusions of these weird accessories, where usually in toys I would love the fact that they have a lot of accessories, but I always wondered, because I'm not the kind of collector who knows the exact everything about accessories and what they're related to. But one of the cool things about Mattel's cartoon collection is, in the packaging they'll actually tell you Reign of the Monsters as seen, this particular trident that's being held by Stratos. So then you can go back to the cartoons and watch. Now, does it tell you which episode number it is? It doesn't say which episode number it is, but this one is as seen on City Beneath the Sea. So that's the only thing. Maybe say connected to season whatever, episode whatever, so that you know it further connects the um, the customer. I like this. Look at that. It has some sort of glowiness effect to it. Some sort of glitter going on inside. You probably can't see it. Yeah, my camera is not good enough to pick it up, but there is some glitter going on inside there. Because these two are similarly designed, there's really not much in any way to obstruct their articulation. We'll just do one of them for articulation really quickly. The look, it goes up really nice, down, side to side, goes up. This thing might be in the way, but see how rubbery it is? It's really not. That's excellent. I really do wish there's a bicep cut, but there is an elbow cut here that does the same thing. It just feels weird to me when this bicep is facing this way and you want to twist it this way. That just so weird. It's so weird to me, but that's just me. The articulation range for the elbow is basically almost 90 degrees, so that's good for me. And then in and out for the elbows. The waist has this. I do wish it had a rocking back and forth like that, or forward movement, but it's for the price that we're getting, for the durability of the toy, I'm okay with it. The thigh goes up like so, and then 90 degrees in that one, up and down on the ankle. It does have a twist. The thing is, even though I kind of wish that it had more articulation, that's what the Masters of the Universe, no, the Masterverse line is for me. More detailed, more closer uh, to real life aesthetics than this one. This is basically just a toy. It really is just, you look at this and it's like toy, something to play with, and all that stuff. So I'm good with the limited articulation. It fulfills the need that I have for this particular toy, so I'm good with what they have. Really nice. Like, can he look up? It's Stratos and he's flying, so that's a good enough range. Um, As for accessories, do I wish that they had more hands? Yeah, sure, why not? But I'm okay with these hands. Uh, I suppose if they had had like a closed-fisted hands, like solid closed and open hands and all that stuff. But for the again for the price that we're paying, what, $18 or 17.99, they fulfill the requirements that I have for their particular line. So I'm really glad with that. Here is a closer look of the trident. It does have, look at that, a symbol inside. Now, funny thing is, even though it's bendy, it always snaps back. I'm not as critical about these, the rubberiness of these, than compared to Hasbro's, which is weird because, again, maybe it's because of the toy aesthetic that they have. So I'm not as critical as I would be with Hasbro's, where GI Joe or Marvel Legends, because they're so more realistic, not cartoon based. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just I'm not as critical about them, and also even the swords. They're not as bendy as some, or even previously and all that stuff. So I'm really happy with the material that they're using. Here's Stratos with his jetpack. Is it removable? I believe it is. How does it remove? Look at that. You actually have to examine and see how it's supposed to be removed because of how well they hid the feature. I'm assuming the backpack comes off the jet. Maybe it is just one piece and it's designed to be removed by removing the arms and the head. That pops off really easily. And also, I really like the design of this thing where it's actually downward. So you can't just like pull it straight out. That is genius. Whoever thought of that? So yeah, look at that. So they were able to design it as one whole piece because it's easier to remove by removing the hands. So that's really cool too. Because of course, one of the things we know from other Masterverse line is that sometimes once you unpeg like this one, once you unpeg it from that, it's sometimes, or the more times you do that, sometimes it ends up losing that connection, the that connectivity of the original. Like this one, you just have to be careful. See how it's not completely pegged in there. So you have to use either a tool to make sure it's properly pushed in. I don't have a tool right now. We'll use the edge of the scissors. This might be too thick, but usually to make sure it's properly secure, you push it from the back. Make sure everything's flushed. So this scissor is kind of too thick to do it. See, it's a little bit more flush now, so it's a little bit more secure. So kind of like how it was meant to be in the original. So that's cool. And I do like the fact that it covers the waist over there. Like really, really simple, I like that. So yeah, I mean, like look at that face though. And man, the 2000X, I just can't get rid of Sean Connery's voice now. Every time I see Stratos, man, I don't know why they had to. Don't ever do iconic voices of actors in them, because I can't think away from Sean Connery now. It's not like, at least with Optimus Prime with and Frank Welker and I don't know, I can't remember his name right now who voiced Optimus Prime, but at least for those guys, you don't really see the face, you see the voice, you hear the voice, and you kind of relate that to other cartoons that they voice. Anyway, so the design, very simple, very cartoon-like, but it really does fulfill the need of what the cartoon collection is, And then look at this guy. I've heard that people didn't really like how dumb this guy looks, but I mean, like, it's Merman. That's how I recall Merman from the cartoon. He seems like such a dumb character, and the way he's voiced, what's going on, Statos? And he just has that look. It's like his wide-eyed innocence of stupidity. Anyway, I am really loving the cartoon collection. And here they are with the gang. I am really loving the cartoon collection of this line from Mattel. Very vibrant, very cartoon like. Um, and these are the two that I did order a second set of He-Man and Skeletor, because I did use the original heads for my Masterverse line. Um, and the more I look at this line, I was only going to buy core characters from this line. You know, maybe as far back as King Randor and Queen Marlena. Um, but I wasn't thinking of getting um, some really obscure names, or obscure characters. But the more I look at these guys, because I mean, I already have the Masterverse, and I already have the Mega Blocks to fit for the diorama pieces, the big play sets that we have. So I really don't have any room for, and then I have the 1/6 scale Mondo. So I really don't have any room for this, but they just fill that niche of the cartoon filmation look so perfectly that I'm like, I think I'm gonna go all in on this line. It's just so cool. The one thing though that I'm considering right now is, should I get the Snake Man line, because I'm already way behind from there, and I'm gonna be paying a penalty for buying from resellers, uh, because the Snake Men weren't really in the cartoons, so there's no representation for them. So I feel like if I do get the Snake Men from the Origins line, which has the squat looking thing, I can kind of get away from that, because they're squat, they're kind of like a different species anyway. Um, but like I said, I'd be paying a hefty price for having to pay third party resellers on those. Unless I decide to wait and see if those ever come into the Filmation line or cartoon line. I don't know if I'm willing to go that far back on this. I feel like this needs to be populated. I kind of want a lot of these to populate my display cases. But we'll see how far back Mattel goes on the cartoon collection. How do you guys think? I mean, are you guys, for those who are watching, who are actually collectors of Masters of the Universe, did you guys collect the Origins line? And I mean, if you were you hardcore to collecting everything from that? And if you are you considering buying the cartoon collection, or are you just, oops, are you satisfied with the Origins line as it is? Um, I I'm leaning towards keeping this in the cartoon collection and not dipping into the Origins collection, uh, because this is supposed to signify or symbolize the cartoon collection, and they're doing such a great job that I don't know, but I'm really happy with this line. So I hope they expand this more and to cover what they've covered with Origins, um, because I'm really gonna probably buy all of them. So really nice work, Mattel. I'm really happy with this product. Price point is good enough for me, $17. You get a lot. You got durability. You get perfect representation for the cartoons. You have just the right amount of accessories. You don't. I mean, this is not. I don't need accessories like the kind of accessories I get from GI Joe now, or from Mondo, where most of them, I'd say 80% of the accessories are in big bags anyway. So this is just enough to switch things around, make things kind of interesting, um, and all that stuff. Maybe like Trap Joe probably is the one character that needed a lot of accessories, but I think we got enough accessories for him. Um, yeah, one or two accessories to accentuate the playability of the toy, which I think Mattel is doing just good enough job for it. And yeah, it's like in the perfect range of what I want from a toy and what I'm getting from a toy. So there it is. That's my review for Mattel's cartoon collections, Stratos and Merman. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna try to video a few more just to clean out my table, to clean up my space, and I hope you stay tuned for those. Have a nice day and have a wonderful toy weekend.